which I don't have time for that, is one of my most pet peeve sentences in the world, but that's a whole other topic.
Yes.
Something that is really, really beneficial is audiobooks. If you can listen to an audiobook in your car, driving to and from wherever you're going, it's not, the best case would be that you can sit down and read it with your undivided attention, but it's better than not reading at all or not having time for reading or learning at all. So I really seriously recommend that people get audiobooks if they can't get a real book.
I agree with you. When I first got an iPad mini about 3 years ago, I got it as a gift. And when I got it, it was Wi-Fi only. And although it was a gift from a family member, I said, this is great. I really like these iPad minis that have come out. It's a wonderful size, but I need LTE. I said, I need to be able to have this in my car. So when I'm sitting outside places such as school, dance, gymnastics, I can look at things on here. I meant from a teaching point of view. It wasn't a Netflix point of view. It was a teaching. And I said, I need Wi-Fi traveling with it. Because I wasn't going to drive with an iPad on my lap. It wasn't because of that. It was when I was waiting somewhere, I couldn't rely that there was going to be Wi-Fi there. So I'm with you on that time spent where you're waiting for something. I don't want to put the seat back and close my eyes. Or
no, use your time wisely.
I want to do, and that's. I actually ended up back then. It's better prices now, but I ended up spending $200 more on an iPad that had what I wanted on it, so that I knew I would use it. And in those last 3 or 4 years, I've used it exactly as I said I would at that beginning. Because I've had to have that thing. Now with the audiobook, you don't necessarily have to have the traveling LTE on there, but you need that device. Right? Yeah, so you need that because it's downloaded.
You don't have to spend a lot of money to start learning and growing. People's thing is, I don't have enough money and I don't have enough time, and you got to make it happen. We all have 24 hours in a day.
I agree.
We all have the same amount of time.
It's funny that you say about the 24 hours a day. People have said to me previously, and I know you're going to touch on exercise in a little bit here, but people have said to me, how can you, and I give them one line answer, and I've said this for the last 20 years, how can you spend 2 hours a day in the gym, Sarah? And my answer back every time is, because I've got 22 hours left to do everything else.
Yeah.
That's it. And no one says anything, because 2 hours sounds a lot, but not when you've got 24.
Yeah, that's right.
So
not when it, we'll touch on that, but not when it does what it does for you.
Yeah, right? The benefits are too high for me.
So and that was where I was at, and that was I'm not kidding when I say this small part of my transformation, but a very massive part of it, happened within 3 months. Like, it was bing, bang, boom. Holy moly. I can't believe that my life has shifted this much in 3 months. And I knew that I wanted to do something entrepreneurial. But I also knew that, raising kids, it's a short time of your life. It's not very long. It's not many years of your life that you are going to be raising your kids. So I didn't want to rush that factor either. But I knew that I wanted something more for myself. And when I was at that conference, I sat in the crowd looking up at the stage and the people that were on stage speaking. And the thought went through my mind of, that's what I want to be. That's who I want to be. I want to be the one up on stage. I want to be the one that is offering value and information to the crowd, to the people, and helping other people have positive change in their life. I want to be that person. I want to be the person that's hosting the event. I want to be the one doing the workshops. And it really showed me that this is something that I could do in my life, and that I could literally see myself up on stage in front of people, and it didn't scare the bejeebas out of me. It made me so excited. And that same year, I flew down to Los Angeles and I went and got a life coaching certification. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but it was something that kind of sparked my interest. So I thought, why not? I'll go check it out. I knew I needed something. So I went down, got that, and came back and thought about those events again. And I couldn't get out of my head. I wanted it so bad. And a month later, I held my first live event. It was an evening event, and I had 36 women show up to my very first event.
Excellent.
Which was
That's a really great turnout, isn't it, on the first one? Excellent.
Isn't that? Yeah. And I did it was called Ladies Night Out and Vision Board Party.
Good.
And so we talked, and I talked about what I was doing, like the shifts that I had had in my life that had made this positive impact. And I talked about that, and we talked about goal setting. We talked about the action steps for goals and how to actually win at the goal. And then we created vision boards and had some wine and snacks, and it was amazing.
Excellent.
It was exactly what I needed to happen at that time. And then obviously I've been doing coaching since then. So I've been doing coaching and hosting events. I never stopped hosting the events and workshops. So I've done four events, and then several workshops as well. I have an event called Life by Design Live. That's my main one. And then I do workshops on anything from body image and confidence to goal setting to, power of positivity, anything in that realm. I also do one-on-one coaching with people who struggle with finding what it is they want and, really taking action on the goals in their life. And I also work with them with accountability. I joke that it's called an accountability buddy.
I like that. I like that phrase. Yeah, it's good.
I love accountability buddies.
Yes.
And I also have the posse group, which I told you about that you could offer to our listeners, is a place, it's a free place for people to come and be part of the posse where we help each other, we support each other and ask, how can I help you get there? And help them to achieve their goals through accountability. So another thing that is very new to me that I've just started offering is coaching for events. So if someone wants to host an event, I worked with a woman recently with her event, and it was really exciting to coach her through hosting it and putting it on.
What she should do and how she can get everything together, and because you've done your own things. I just want to ask you from the beginning there, because it's been great to hear the layout of your shows. I just want to go back to the first one that you did with the vision board and the one that you did, the girls' night out. How did you advertise that? How did you get that out there? Like, how did you get 36 people in? Because a lot of listeners listening tonight that want to do that go, wow, that's a great turnout. How did you get that? And was it just you that spoke at that event? Did you have other speakers there? How did you put it all together?
It was just me for that one. Where I live, was it everyone? No, I think there was 3 people that came from out of town. The rest was people that were local to the Valley.
Wonderful.
And I think, sorry, it was a few years ago. I have to think back, but I want to say maybe 5 of them I didn't know personally.
Good. So you got a real great community feel, and how wonderful that you're able to offer that to the community as well.
Yeah.
That probably just motivated so many people.
There's not a lot of that where we live. There's not a whole bunch of it. So it was something new, something different. Obviously the price point was good for what I was offering. And I mean, there was wine and snacks and, offering a ladies' night out.
Good.
All of us moms would love a night out.
What was wonderful is because they probably weren't going out that much. And then when they're coming out, they're doing something fun. So you're having a drink with your friends and some food. But look at the productivity of doing a vision board, talking about your goals, and someone taking you seriously in the room. Because we know a lot of times when we're at home, we've kind of got our goal setting going and we're running around the house excited by these goals. And if you've just got a 2-year-old looking at you, they're not going to really say that again, Mom. What do you mean? What are you talking about? It's nice to get in a room full of other people that are goal orientated, even if it's not the same goals, but they're sitting there and you're saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's such a nice buzz in the room when people are doing that and feeling
really
that.
is.
Oh, yeah. So that really sounds like a real great start. Do you do vision board when you do your Life by Design live? Are you doing vision boards? Did you integrate any of those things, or did you just create new stuff?
Yeah, no, I did. I personally did the vision board workshop for a couple of the events. And then I've had, my last one, I had Dr. Donna MacArthur come in and do the vision board portion of the event this past year. She called it the purpose party. So it was
I like that. That sounds, sounds like I'd want to go to that.
Goal setting, it was all about your purpose. And so she's a phenomenal woman.
Good.
Dr. Donna. She's amazing. And so I've had other people, because I do get the same people coming back, I like to give them variety and not always just me. So my last event, I had 10 speakers and workshop leaders that were there, presenting, and I actually didn't present at all. I emceed the event.
You kind of ran around doing things. Now, tell me how long it took to have your 10 people. Was that a weekend event, or was that one day that was a long day? Or how did you fit 10 people into that? How long was that?
Yeah. So was it 10? Yeah. It could have been 11 people. I have to think.
Yeah.
On the Friday night, I did workshops. So there was 3 or 4 people that did workshops on Friday night. And then Saturday, I filled the day with half an hour speakers. And then we actually did a kickboxing session.
Excellent. Which was really, good. I can't wait to hear about that. That's great. Good.
And then speakers in the afternoon again, and a mastermind session. And then we had Dr. Donna in the evening doing the purpose party. So
you managed to get it all done kind of Friday night, and then everyone had like a early night, and then you had a long day on Saturday, and everybody went home on Sunday. Saturday night they went home, or Sunday morning?
Sunday. Well, I had VIPs do an art class and yoga the next morning.
Great.
So some people went home. I actually had a lot of people come from out of town. That was really nice. It was really amazing to have them out
great
there.
Then. Good. Yeah. I think it's great because you're offering new things, and every time you do something new, it's like you're offering something new, especially if you've got people that are loyal and they come back to Bailey's events and they go, okay, what is she doing now? It's nice to be able to rustle up something new for them, but also give them the familiarity that they already love. Well, we know we're going to do a vision board at Bailey's event. So if I've got my ideas, I know I can come and do that there. Oh, I liked her yoga. Oh, maybe she'll do that kickboxing thing again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's all the different things that you offer individually as a coach that people are going to be associating with your name doing that. So how many times a year do you have your Life by Design lives? Like, is that something you're going to do regularly? Yeah. And tell me about how often.
Last year I did it twice. I did one in Alberta because I'm actually from Alberta as well. Okay. I found that out about you tonight.
Yes.
I'm from Alberta as well. So I do go back home and I try and do something there every year.
Good.
So I did one in Red Deer in March or April of last year. And then this event that I have here, I've had it every year here in Invermere in November. And I think I'm going to just stick to the November one for the big event because it takes a big toll on me to host an event.
But that's good then. At least people know there's that priority in setting that time aside for November.
Yeah,
it absolutely. Prioritizes people coming as well, where they won't say, if you have too many events, oh, well, I'll just go to the next one. And then it might take them a year to get to the next one because they think, oh, I'll just go to the next one. It also gets you to get your best speakers in. It gets you to get all of your best information in and get everything
and you know
rocking
what?
For that big event.
It really does take it takes a lot of my energy to host an event. And as much as I love it, I really have to take a lot of time afterwards to recover. And by a lot of time, I mean like up to a month to recover.
Just to come back, just to come back to the normal life and
to do a couple a year. It takes me too long for recovery. So I think one a year is going to be good.
Good. And then it can be your main event. I think so. I could think then if you look at that and then you can talk about that throughout the year. And if you meet new people throughout the year that you find are a match for your event, you can go, oh. And then maybe if you had the one event, like you've got Friday night and then you've got Saturday, maybe you do it all day Sunday where you've still got the one thing and you expand it out more on time and make it, with extra things. So then people get familiar with what's coming up then. They think, oh, that's coming up, the Life by Design event is coming up. And it becomes something. So how long have you been doing that now? Is it 2 years, 3 years?
2 years that it's been called Life by Design Live.
Great. Yeah. So when it gets to the 5-year mark, it becomes like rooted there. You go, oh, Invermere. Like people start talking about things. Yeah. They go, oh, Invermere, November. We need to make sure we're free for that. And all the connections, like tell me about all the people that have met each other and connected. Tell me about that. I mean, I've connected so well with people at different things. Tell me what you've seen.
You know what? Connections are my very favorite part of what I do. And the events, oh, Sarah, I can't even begin. It lights me up inside.
I've met some of the most amazing people at events that I'm so happy to have met. I never would have been in the room with them ever if I hadn't been to that certain thing.
And it's so funny because I had on that same one, the one I was talking about, the goals that I had that I was going to watch less than 2 hours TV or whatever. Mm-hmm. On that same goal sheet, I had that one day I wanted to inspire someone. And, the very first time that someone messaged me after and said that I had